some reason, the Boyle Sports Irish National is and remains an anachronism. We've Tom Gibney winning it twice in relatively recent years, and Dermot McLoughlin winning it in back-to-back years with long shots, Freewheelin Dylan and Lord Lariat. Fairyhouse is literally 10 minutes up the road that direction, and it seems like the only place to start as we look at this year's renewal. Freewheelin Dylan, so 2021, what was that year like? Because that was the second COVID year. There's obviously no one there, but it was still an Irish national.
Ah, it was still an Irish national.
Yeah.
Look, it was great to have two winners in the race. Another horse called Opposite Attract as well, and we left here, and it was great to have a winner in the race. You know, obviously, just even to have a winner in the race, not alone to win it, but you know what I mean, just to leave in here with two horses, and Sheila, girl in the yard, she's still here with us. She owns him, and she was great excitement. Even
Sheila
though
Mangan, yeah.
Sheila Mangan, yeah, even though she couldn't go, you know, I mean, it was great excitement. I was speaking to her that morning on the phone, and we were hoping for a big run. You know, I mean, we were hoping to make the run, and then he did the bunny too, jumped from fence to fence, and
Ricky Doyle knew how to win national.
Ricky Doyle's after winning the Midlands National on him as well, so we're hopeful. We went up there, everything suited us. The ground was spot on for us, and he just made the run, and he jumped from fence to fence, and it all worked out well.
This just doesn't happen anymore. That we saw the entry national last week. It doesn't happen that a small trainer with a long shot wins a big pot like that. It happened to you, and then it happened again.
Yeah, it happened again. Yeah.
And
I hope it happens again.
Yeah. Well, how did you pull it off? How did you pull it off the first time? Was it a plan? Okay, we'll go out in front. We'll cut out all the.
Look, we hope to make the run, but like I suppose when you have a little, he's only 10 stone, 10 stone 12, I think 10 stone, a handy weight in his back. And he won the Midlands National and made the run in too. So he was a front runner, you know what I mean? He enjoyed himself in front, and so we just said, look, if it worked, it worked. If it didn't, it didn't. But thankfully it did.
And then there's obviously the Dylan connection. A lot of Dylans around Ireland, a lot of Dylan fans around Ireland. So this is a popular winner. It was good for the race, I suppose.
Good for the race, and look, as I said, when it works out well, it's great, you know what I mean? And it did that day, so.
There was a video of somebody watching it as well that emerged.
A cousin of mine, yeah, Ollie McLoughlin. Ollie McLoughlin, I think I don't know exactly what sort of money he had on him, but he had a good bet on the horse anyway. And
that price doesn't matter.
Says, it doesn't matter if you had a 5 on him or 500 on him, but he was a very happy man. He gets very late, and his father Peter would have rode a lot of winners too, the late Tom Draper as well. So he worked there for years as well. So, and his brother Peter rode a good few winners as well. So they were horses as well, and that man Oliver rode a lot of pony race winners, you know. So he was a jockey as well, and that didn't go on to be a jockey, but he rode in pony racing.
What direction is Fairyhouse from here? How far away?
10 minutes. How
much did that mean to you?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Because I said I was going there from the time my father brought me probably from 6 or 7, never missed. You know, but only, as I said, when you get a bit older, you appreciate it, you know, what people think of it, and you know, it's great now, it's great.
Tell us about that your early sort of memory of going to Fairyhouse. You were just left there, and your dad I
left there, my dad, we used to go up Cunny's Lane, a back entrance to it, drop the car, basically with a national start, you could actually leave the car there in the field. Fields were packed, cars were packed, kids were packed, just jump out of the car, good luck. He was gone, I was gone, and hopefully see you for 5:30, whatever that last race was. But it was just unbelievable. You just run around, and we didn't realise at the time what was winning the race. We were just happy to be up there and jumping around the place and screaming at the horses coming by us, jumping the fence. Unbelievable.
You go back to Willie Mullins and Patrick and Willie's emotional state afterwards. What would your dad have said to you in 2021 if he had been alive to see you win the Irish National?
I say he would have been a very proud man. Yeah. First thing that came into my head, to be honest, because when he starts putting you there, obviously you want to be there, and then when you get interested, like I probably wasn't interested in horses. I got to 10 or 11, and then I had a big interest in them. You know, I wanted to be a jockey, or try and be a jockey, and did okay at that. But thankfully, when we got training, we did a bit better. You know what I mean? And it's a tough game, and you know what I mean. He didn't bother training horses at the time. You know what I mean? So I'd say he would have been a very happy man. Yeah. That
local winner of a big race it doesn't necessarily happen that much anymore. So like it is special.
It is, yeah. And like I was obviously the first day. We came home with people outside there, and I went into the yard and neighbours and that. But then I really opened my eyes, like, Jesus, holy God, you know what I mean? It was great, and obviously the phone never stopped ringing, and people sending messages and cards, and you know, it was the few days after the sun came down. Really, oh Jesus.
I presume that's your best day up until then was 2021, your best day ever at the race.
Yeah, we had some graded winner, a grade 2 winner one day in Navan, and a grade 2 mare. We had a very good mare called Santa Rosa one time. Yeah. But that was probably that. Yeah.
But then 2022, Lord Lariat. Tell us about that then. I mean, he was a big price. He wasn't as big a price.
40 to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. He won a ladies' handicap chase. I think think it was 2 miles 6 in Fairyhouse, about 6 months before that. And I just said to myself, now if we can get him into an Irish national, he just keeps galloping too.
And you have to get in as well.
You have to get in. But he was the last horse to get in.
Yeah.
He was the last. I was walking up the field at now horse one day and watching the phone, bing, 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 got in. I was happy.
You've literally seconds or minutes to spare here, where it's like, yeah. Jesus, mad.
Mad.
That story would never have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, same thing again, 10 stone, 10 8, 10 7 or whatever he had. And Paddy O'Hanlon here in the yard rode him and claimed off him. So, you know, same thing. We just hope to have a good start. I think it's a must in the Irish National. You know, any race you have to get away well. And he jumped from fence to fence too. And obviously a different scenario. Big crowd there that day. All my family was there. So yeah, it was great.
What's that feeling like roaring a horse home that you train to win an Irish National? Place is packed.
Well, that was some day. Like my wife and my 2 kids were standing beside me, and a couple of lads hit the yard as well. And so there was no comparison. You know what I mean? Like it's unfortunate the first time with COVID and everything else, but the crowd were there. Like a lot of, obviously on my local track, people were shouting and bawling at me, and we came home here, and there's a huge crowd in the yard here.
Brilliant.
So that was. Yeah. You know, the first day was great. The second day was when you see people happy like that. You know what I mean? All the neighbours were up and different things, and that was great.
This horse actually cost very little as well.
This horse cost 5,500 at the sales as a 3-year-old. Yeah.
So, why was he relatively cheap as a store horse? Would you say? Pedigree or
pedigree?
Yeah.
Pedigree. A big tall horse, probably going to take a bit of time. So I think his sire now is covering half-bred mares in Westmeath. So. Even Freewheelin Dylan at the time, he was actually arrived here for someone else to buy, and he failed the vet. And Sheila Mangan seen him walking up the yard. We put him in the stable, and she got a second opinion, and it all worked out very well.
She wasn't gonna have him in the first place.
No.
So he came into the yard to join you for another owner.
Failed the vet. I rang the first owner and said he failed the vet. Okay, I don't want him. That was grand. We put him back in the stable, and Sheila just copped him, going into the stable, and said, "What's the story here?" We pulled him back out, we got a second opinion, and that was that. Sheila bought him.
What sort of character is Lord Lariat around the place?
100%. He was out in the field now for the rest of the day till 4 o'clock. We'll get him in, but he's happy how the horse.
Did you see Willie Mullins on about galloping to Sean knowing that he was beaten at Cheltenham? Do you get that sense at times when they win that they kind of know they've done something well?
I definitely think so, yeah. He came back now after winning the Irish National. But of course, he's getting all the people here patting him and looking for pictures from him for weeks and weeks afterwards, so he thought he was a superstar.
He's looking for you now at the minute, is he?
Well, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
He's hoping to get in the field, I'd say, that's what's wrong.
He's so clever, he's able to...
Oh yeah, we have to bolt him up. We have to bolt him in, yeah.
Ah, that's magic.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.